I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to be real. I think Marvel should be publishing the MCU comics. I think, honestly, really, who really cares about the 616 continuity? Who really cares about it? Only geeks like us. And don't tell me if they end the 616 Marvel continuity, they'll run out of stories. Bullshit. They could do stories their own. They could make up their own mythology. It's getting to that point to where it's starting to become its own brand, its own identity. Instead of introducing characters and doing the stories from the comics, they'll take what's good about the character, make it better, and just go forward, or completely change that character and make that character 10 times better. And I wouldn't be surprised if they make the piece of shit fucking idiot wuss Century to be a badass character, to be a meaningful, relatable character. And it's pretty bad. Another thing I'm starting to see is Legacy is starting to become meaningful in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's not, oh, we'll do it for 6 months to a year, and maybe even 2, and pretty much just get rid of it later on. Or they'll do character deaths and pretty much replace that character for 6 months to a year, and pretty much the rest is history from there. And it's starting to become more bullshit. And I feel like, why not do MCU comics? And the reason why I say that is, if Marvel is publishing Star Wars, Alien, Predator, and eventually Avatar, it's end up gonna happen. The moment those sequels come, Marvel will publish yours truly Avatar comics. Gonna happen. But I'm just being real. Does it really matter on the 616 continuity? Does it really matter that the future of Marvel Comics is really not that good? I mean, sure, yeah, I may love the direction on Iron Man, the Avengers, and I have my 50-50 on Thor, but I mean, besides all that shit, I mean, I feel like a lot of times it's best to just, end this whole entire universe and just bring something that will make money. That's how I really feel. It's kind of reminding me of how DC was in a lose-lose situation and they had to make something quick to make money, and they just gave in all the haters and they knew it would sell. But at the same time, I'm sure they're probably looking themselves like, this is not going to last forever. This is going to be a very short-term fucking success, and that's it. And we're going to be in a bigger hellhole. And you could make that argument to where, if we did this direction, if we just decided to say, okay, we're going to do the MCU comics, we're ending the 616, and eventually we're at a point where, okay, what do we do now? We pretty much fucked ourselves to where we had to make a quick buck out of it, and now we have to make new storylines pretty much to fit in the MCU. And that could be a good argument. But I would also argue, why not do that direction? It would make sense. It would actually work for the universe. Fans would be supporting it. And you wouldn't have people bitching and moaning on whatever character, they ruined my childhood. Even though you probably hear that later on. But it's just, it is what it is. But I would argue, why not do it? Why not do it? I want to know from you. Just give me a good argument why they shouldn't do it, and give me an argument why they should. Because honestly, you're not going to have a cartoon based on the comics. Those days are long gone. And you're not going to have a fucking movie that's going to reflect the comics. Those days are long gone, because I pretty much look at this. If the movies are just nothing more than doing their own thing and making their own stories and just using these characters as, like, we'll take the character but we'll do our own thing with it, it's almost to a point where what's the point on retconning a character's origin story that's been established for decades just to cash in to those fans who only watch the movies? I mean, I'm asking you guys, is it really necessary? Is it really necessary to do all that shit? No, it isn't. And I honestly feel like if the movies are going to do a better job telling your story, or just doing their own stories and taking your own characters going forward and doing a better job, I mean, that's pretty bad. But, I mean, I just thought about it, and I just feel like, would it sell? Would it be successful? Yeah. But will it be successful for multiple years? For me, I believe yes, but also you would be pushing a lot of fans that have been reading comic books for decades and pretty much saying, yeah, your shit didn't sell well, so we had to cave in to the people who really are making the money, and we had to speak the dollar. And I just feel like it's inevitable. Why not do comic books of the MCU if you're going to do comic books of Star Wars and Alien and Predator and all these movie license fucking shit, that you're going to have shows and movies and you're going to be doing all these sales on them? Why not would you do MCU comic books? I feel like it's a missed opportunity. And I feel like it's always going to be a shadow that it could happen. It could happen. And honestly, I would not be surprised it does happen in my lifetime. Granted, you'll be pushing a lot of people away by doing it, but it's just, yeah. I really feel like it's inevitable, but I don't know. I don't know how people are going to react. I mean, I don't respect the comic community as much as everyone else. I don't talk to much comic fans anymore because a lot of them are very much garbage people. The only people I talk to is people that I really know and really trust. And I talked about this whole conversation of this subject, and I feel like it's inevitable. If the comic sales are going to go down, it really makes me feel like, should Marvel just end the 616 and just produce the movies? I mean, if you're going to do Star Wars, Alien, and whatever that Disney has, why wouldn't you do it? That's just how I feel. But love to know your opinion. Love to know.